Hi, welcome to the Messy Craft Corner. This is Jimmy Lou. I'm so glad that you joined me. If you're not already a subscriber, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hey, also leave me a comment because I'd really like to know what you think about our project today. I'm so glad that you joined us, so let's get started. Okay, so for today's project, you need a couple of things. Let me just let you know what we're using. We're using some things from the Dollar Tree, and this project really is not that expensive to make, so and some of it I used with things lying around. But let me tell you, I did get this ribbon from Michael's after Christmas in their, well, I think it was like 75% off or 80% off, I forget. It was a really good deal though. It didn't cost me $15, it cost me around $3. So I am going to be using that. I do have a floral stem from the Dollar Tree. This is called whatever this word is, because you know what? Sometimes you just can't say what it is, but it's a purple color. They do have yellow and they have like a white color. So you don't have to go with purple. You can go with something that matches your decor. I also am using some twine, some hot glue, scrapbook paper. Let me tell you, I'm using a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. I am going to be using this like greenery background. And I got it from this paper pack from Michael's, which is Farmhouse. Now, in no way is Michael's endorsing this video or any of the products. I'm just telling you what I'm using. So I'm using this. It's called Farmhouse, and this has some absolutely lovely papers in it. So it was definitely worth purchasing. And if you get it while it's on sale, hey, you may even be able to get more than one pack. But it does have some beautiful papers in it that I like to use for my projects. Some wood grain, some whitewash. It did have some buffalo plaid in it. Oh, it does. It has buffalo plaid in it, which is really nice for Farmhouse. So I don't need this anymore. So you're using scrapbook paper. I also am using this sign today that I got from the Dollar Tree at Valentine's Day, which I took apart, and I'm just going to be using these plaque pieces. I'm going to be gluing them together, and we're going to be using this as our base. If you don't have this, or you can't get one because it's after Valentine's Day, you could use paint sticks, you could use another sign. So anyways, anything that you can use for your base is fine. I was just quick looking to see if I had something here that was close to what I'm using, and I don't think I have anything right within reach, because guess what, guys? My craft corner is so messy, and things got moved around because my husband put in some new lighting so that I could do a little bit better videos with some brighter lights. So anyways, you could use a sign that you already have, or like I said, you could use paint sticks. That would be really cute too if you use paint sticks, and then you wouldn't even need the scrapbook paper if you wanted to have that like wood grain look. I'm also using this sign that I got from the Dollar Tree, and guess what? This was at Valentine's Day too, but I picked it up. I just picked another one up because my Dollar Tree still had them, and it says love. And what I did, it was like this brownish color when I bought it, and I painted it white to get us started for today, and I have these jumbo popsicle sticks. Okay, so first thing I want to do is we're going to dry brush this this love sign. I've already given it 2 coats of Waverly white chalk paint, and do you know what? I think I'm going to use, I have Waverly. This is Waverly, and it's in the color Truffle. So it's kind of like a brownish color. And I am just looking for my... Okay, so dry brushing is fairly easy. You just need, you know, one of these cheapo brushes. They always remind me of a paintbrush that my dad used to, like, paint the house. So, and just get some. And then, because it's called a dry brush, you want as little paint on that brush as possible. So I just use this palette. You could use a paper plate, you could use scrap piece of wood, whichever. And then I'm just using a light hand and brushing back and forth. And you'll see as I'm going, the color picks up more like on the edges. See how it's getting like darker around the edges, but yet it has that light kind of look. That's the look I was sort of going for here. So I'm just going to dry brush this. all over. Do my tops and bottoms, a little bit on my side. I really like how this turns out. And I hope that you can find these love signs, or you have one stuck in your stash somewhere because you thought, oh, maybe we'll make something with it. And here we are making something with it. So, and this is something, it doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day. This can be for any time of year. So see how it's got the white undertones, but now I have that black or that brownish color underneath. That is all the paint that we need for this project. Like I said, I used Waverly white chalk, and I gave the love sign a good 2 coats for the base. Okay, so let's just set this to the side, and now we're going to work with this sign. What you want to do is take a piece of sandpaper, and I'm just going to take off. I'm not going to do this on the camera because I don't want you to see. I don't want the glitter all over here, but I'm just going to sand this to take this glitter off. Just want to give it a good. We're going to cover it anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But I want the glitter to not lift, and then my scrapbook paper lift off of it. Okay. So like I said, I didn't go crazy with it and make it perfect. So let's flip this over. And then we're going to use a little bit of hot glue. And we're going to use these popsicle sticks to attach these 2 pieces together. Make sure you have it lined up. Jimmy Lou's going to make sure she's on camera as much as possible. I do have that tendency to slip off the edge of the camera and not, like, I don't actually mean to. It's just that I get so into what I'm doing here with you guys, and I just forget. And then next thing I know, I'm half off the camera and the project is finished. So, and there's no real rhyme or reason as to where I'm putting these sticks. It's just to attach the 2 to make 2 pieces 1. And like I said, if you use paint sticks, you just lay them out. I don't have any open, and I don't want to go open in a whole bunch just to show you. But if you had the paint sticks, you could lay them out sort of like this. This is something I was working on. So like this, see, this is the jumbo paint sticks, and my husband cut them down for me. So you could, that's 6. I mean, that's 3. So if you made 6, you could use this as your base for this sign also. I'm just using this because this is what I have, and I need to get some of this stuff out of the craft closet and into a project. So, okay. Okay, I also forgot to mention that we're going to use Mod Podge for this project. And I have to be honest, the other day I bought a new thing of Mod Podge, and you're never going to believe what I did. Guys, I like the matte finish because I don't like my projects to have like this super glossy finish. And guess what? I came home and I was all excited that I got new Mod Podge, and look what I bought. I bought the gloss. So I didn't want to take it back. I just figured, phooey. So just want to make sure, oh, that paper is lifting. If you have a piece of paper that's lifting, so this had 3 metal hearts on it, and I just pulled the metal hearts off. So now we're just going to use our Mod Podge, and I'm going to Mod Podge all of this, and then I'm going to put the scrapbook paper down. Now you're going to say to yourself when you see this, you're going to go, it doesn't go all the way to the ends. But that's okay, because we're going to do something with twine to cover up those ends. So just using a foam brush here and putting a fairly generous amount of Mod Podge on here. I don't really like to use a foam brush for this, but somebody was telling me it's a better process to use the foam brush, but I gotta be honest. If you don't use a foam brush and use a regular brush, I think it's fine. Some things it matters what kind of brush you use. Like when you're using acrylics, you want to use an acrylic brush. And if you're using watercolors, a watercolor brush, because it just makes it a little nicer. Those brushes are designed to work with those types of paints. Where you're working with Mod Podge, it doesn't really matter. Put that up there. And then I'm just going to line this up with my top edge so that I don't have to cut too much off the bottom edge. And then I'm also not wasting too much. Just press this down. There we go. Okay. Grab our scissors. And I'm just going to trim off this excess paper right here, right along the edge. Give me a knife. I can't cut straight, but I do have a paper cutter. And you could measure this. If you are more of a person that likes to measure, you could measure this out so that it's like perfect. But you don't have to. You can do exactly what I just did there, and it's all good. Okay, so now we need our twine. And I get my twine at Walmart. It's no different of a quality than what you buy in the craft department, but I don't buy mine in the craft department. It's more expensive. Guys, go to the hardware area. Take your husband or your boyfriend or, you know, your brother, somebody, and be like, hey, I need to stop here at the department for to get a tool. And then, you know, maybe you'll get a guy go along with you. My husband likes to go along with me when he knows that I need to pick things up. In fact, I drug him into the Home Depot just yesterday. If you don't follow me on Facebook, I do have a Facebook page. I would love to have new friends over on my Facebook page. And you can find me there, the Messy Craft Corner. And if you are not following me, oops, I was not very patient there in lifting that up. And I should have been. I should have given it a second to dry instead of picking it up right away. If you don't follow me over on Facebook, I would love to have you over there. Sometimes I show you projects that I don't show you how to make here on YouTube, but I have them over on my Facebook page. And sometimes we do lives over there, and sometimes we do giveaways. So if you don't follow me over on Facebook, I'll put that link in the description box below, and you guys can hop on over there and follow me over there. And I love having new friends. I love having new friends. So what I did was I glued the twine to the back, and now I'm just wrapping it. I'm just wrapping the twine around the edge to cover up this part that was not covered by the scrapbook paper. So I am going kind of tight for, you know, against each other for that first round. Now my twine is going to fall on the floor. I know it. It's just, it's headed in that direction, guys. And it happens. Okay, so once I have like that base of, you know, twine to start, I'm just going to go crisscross a little bit. And this is going to give our project a little dimension too. And it's okay if it doesn't go right up to the edge because you have brown on both ends. So that's okay. Okay, so then I'm going to flip to the back and we're going to put some hot glue on this baby. So that way it doesn't slip off the edges. So I'm just going to put some here. And I'm going to put some here. And this is to keep that, again, to get, it's slipping. There we go. My little tool. I should develop a tool like this and sell it to the hot glue company. It's a topsy-turvy. Do you remember those, like from the 80s, the topsy-turvies? And you put it in your hair and it flips your hair into like this cool ponytail. But I use it for hot glue. And when the glue gets really built up on it, I just can use my finger and I can push it off. And yeah, I don't burn my fingers. You gotta be careful using hot glue because you can really lay a serious burn on yourself. So I'm just running a little bit there to keep that from slipping off the end. And then I'm gonna start a line over here. I'm done with my Mod Podge. Okay, I need to sweep the floor in this room, y'all, because I was using moss yesterday because I'm coming up with, I have so many ideas flying around in my head that I want to get on video for you guys. And so I was in here and I was using this moss that comes in sheets and you cut it and it flakes off. So I don't, like when I move my feet, I can hear it like underneath my feet and it's driving me batty. So I need to, like, seriously, guys, I need to sweep the floor. This room needs to be cleaned. this, and I don't actually have a craft room. I have a corner in a room, and that's why I'm called the Messy Craft Corner. I live in a very small house in Pennsylvania. I have 3 adult children who still live with me, and I love it. I love that they still live with me. But it does take away from having a craft room because we only have 3 bedrooms here and 3 children plus us. It just, yeah. Anyways, a little backstory about why it's called the Messy Craft Corner, and it is always messy in here. I am not even kidding you guys. It is always messy in here. So now you might be able to see that little bit of red underneath there, but that's okay because we're going to be covering it. We're making multi-layers here, guys. There's going to be a lot of different layers, and we can cover that up with some greenery. Like I have some greenery that we're going to use. Okay, and now, like I said, now I'm just crisscrossing. And one last, and let's glue this down, and then we're moving on. We are moving on. Make sure I'm on here. I still am getting a little bit of a shadow in my lighting here, but it isn't as bad as it was before. Before I had all kinds of lights and doohickeys and light bulbs and curtains opened, and it was very, very tricky to work here for lighting. And my husband put up a better lighting system for me, but I still see a little bit of a shadow. But that's okay, because shadows, you know what? It doesn't matter. You can still see what I'm doing, and that's the important thing, is that you guys can take away from this that we have made a really cool craft. Let's make. Ooh, stuck my finger in the glue. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's smarted too, guys. Got to remember where you lay your glue down at. Because like I said, you can give yourself a bad burn using a glue gun. It happens. And that's not too bad. We're good. I don't have a blister, so. Okay. Like y'all needed to see that blooper. Okay. So now we're going to be working with the love part of our sign. Oh, no, I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Next, we're going to be using this, next we're going to be using this ribbon from Michaels. Sorry for the bump, guys. That burn has thrown me off. And I'm just cutting enough of this that I can wrap it around the back and glue it down. And this is like a burlap type ribbon, but you could use anything that matches your decor. Get creative with this, guys. You guys can really come up with some pretty cool things, I believe. So I'm just going to hot glue this down in the back, and I'm going to be super duper careful as to not stick my finger in it again. I can't believe I did that. I was just like warning you guys about being really careful with the glue. And what did I do? I stuck my finger right, and I mean I stuck it right in it. And it was one of those instant. Did you ever have that? Tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Did you ever have a really bad hot glue burn that you were like blistered? I've done that. I've had a hot, and that's why I'm very careful. And I know someone's going to say, Jimmy Lou, they make these really cool things for your fingertips so that when you're working with hot glue, you don't burn the snot out of yourself. Well, guess what? I don't have them. So I have a topsy-turvy. And if I remember to use it, I'm in good shape. But I do. I want to know, have you ever had a really bad hot glue burn where you're just like, are you kidding me? Yeah. It happens. It happens, guys. Everybody gets a glue burn. Okay, now that I have this down, now we're going to go and grab our love sign. Make sure I'm making my steps correct. Yep. Okay, so we are going to glue this love sign right on top of all of this work. Now, I'm not going all the way to the bottom, okay? And I'm not going all the way to the top, and I'm not going in the middle. I am going down so far because we are going to put some that floral stuff that I showed you, that I told you I couldn't pronounce the name, that is going across the top up here. So first we're going to glue this down right on top of here. Isn't this shaping up to be really pretty? I think it is turning out to be so gorgeous. So I am just going to glue up some of this. Oops, need another glue stick. Another glue stick. Okay, I have seen crafters. I just want to warn you about something. I've seen crafters take their glue guns, and put a little dab of glue on the end of the new glue stick that they're about to put in, and then put it onto the glue stick that's already in the glue gun. Guys, this will mess up your glue gun. I'm not joking. Like, it seriously will mess up your glue gun. The glue, when you put a little dab of glue and you put it in here and it goes through the heating process, that little dab of glue can get caught up and jam into your glue gun. So be really careful. I mean, you can do it if you want to. That's your prerogative. But I got to be honest, I don't do it with mine because I started doing it thinking, oh yeah, that's a really cool idea. But guess what? It started jamming up in my glue gun, and this glue gun is my new glue gun. I like this glue gun. It is a Sure Bonder, and it is cordless. And it's only 1 temp. It's only high temp. I do have one that's a high-low. That's not Sure Bond. It's something else. But anyways, save your glue guns, guys. Seriously, you don't want to spend a lot of money on a glue gun and then have it ruined. But okay, that's my 5 minutes there of don't do. Okay, so now I'm just going to take these pieces. I'm pulling off the purple stem. I'm going to use the greens that are part of this. But right now I just want to lay out my purple. And that one's going to be tricky, I think. This stem has 4 pieces of this on here, and that's what we want to use to start with. We are going to glue down these 4 pieces in this type manner. So it's going to kind of look messy, but that's okay because like in the end result is really pretty. So let me just see. I want to flip this one this way because this is the look I want to go for. That kind of is like, I don't know. My son said it looked like the McDonald's arch when I used the yellow. And I'm just putting a generous amount of glue and gluing the end pieces down. Like that's where I'm starting. I'm starting with my end pieces. We're going to put a little tack of glue on the ends, on the other ends, but for right now, this is where we're starting, right in the center. You don't want to like start out at the end and then have your centers all blah. And that's going to get, we're going to make a bow and that's going to get covered in the center. Okay, so once this dries up a little better, see how it's moving? It's because it's plastic and some of those little plastic beads are melting. When it's set up a little bit, I'm going to take my glue gun. I'm going to tack these down out here on the edges. Just a real little bit. And I'm going to tack them right wherever they fall. That's where they're getting tacked down. I am not doing like a whole trying to wrestle with it and get it to go where I want it to go. Just where it falls, that's where it's getting a dab of glue. I don't know. This one piece does not want to seem to stay in where the glue is. It's marching to its own tune. It's going where it wants to. So remember how I said you won't even be able to tell that little speck of that red glitter? Well, you can't really tell. I've covered it. I believe the burlap actually went over it. Okay. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some greenery. And I'm just using the same greenery that was on this floral pick. And you'll see there's like 2 different kinds on here. There's like this, I don't know what this stuff is called. So I'm using this and I'm using, there's 2 types of greenery on this pick. You could use other. If you have other greens and you want to use the other greens, you can. I just like these because they sort of match what I'm already have going on with my background there. So I pulled all those off. I don't know if I'm going to use all of those or not. I do know I want to use these. And this is just a matter of placement. Like how much of the sign do you want to actually get covered over for that love part? And how much do you not really like that it covers over? You know, it's up to you. And really, this part here is really your baby. Like, it has to match your decor. It has to match what's in your house. And I'm just doing some greens here on both sides. I'm trying to keep as much of a balance as I can, working out of this center. Working out of this center. And then we're going to make a bow out of this same burlap ribbon, and it's going to go right here in the center. So it's going to cover up this part here that we're working with. But this greenery is adding a little more dimension to our sign, which I think this sign is just super adorable. I really do. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a bow to go right here in the center of this. And guess what? When I put it in the center of this, all we have to do is add a hanger to this and we are going to be finished. But I'm really loving this. I love how this is like shaping up and taking on a whole new dimension. But once I get my bow in the center, then I'll decide if I want to add more greenery behind it. Now, you can choose to use these types of flowers. You can use any flower at all. Guys, it really is your call, what you want to use. And you know what? If you do make it, hop over to my Facebook page and share it and be like, hey, I made this. We were doing it and I made it. Okay. I promise you, one day very soon, I'm going to do a whole tutorial just on making bows, because I have so many different bows that you could make. But this one we're just going to do, I like to call it a shoelace bow, because it's only just 2 little loops and that's it, just like a shoelace. So take your ribbon. I don't cut my ribbon off of the spool. I leave it on there so that I don't have a lot of waste. Then you just take it, and I'm going to crumple it just a little bit, but that's okay, because when I pull it out, I'm making 2 bunny ears. 2 bunny ears. See there? I wrapped it right around my fingers. 2 bunny ears. I'm going to cross the one in front of the other. I didn't go back far enough. I need a little more room to work. Okay. One in front of the other. Bring this loop around the back and up through the center, if I can find it. And then just start tugging. Give it a tug and see how we have just, I call them a shoelace bow. I'm probably wrong. It is probably has some other name and I don't know the name of it. So, and then let's just cut these on an angle. You can fishtail it if you want. You can cut them straight across. Or you can do this cut, this angle cut. Okay, so once I have this, I'm just going to fluff this up a real little bit so that it doesn't look so smooshed. Okay, and let's bring back our love sign. And this is going to, like I said, is going to get glued right here in the center. Now, when I'm looking at this, I know that my tails are too long. They're way longer than I want them to be. So, guys, I'm just going to trim them up. It's better to have too much and have to trim up than it is to not have enough. So that's a good theory to go by. Okay, so see, now it's okay if it covers it a little bit, but I didn't want it down over this heart part. So we are going to just put a whole lot of glue on the back of this bow. And then it's going right here in the center. And I'm going to hold that down for a minute. Guys, look how cute this is turning out. Is this cute or what? I am telling you. And I don't even think that I want to add any more greenery. I think I like the amount of greenery that it actually has. So let's give that a second to set up, and let's talk about the hanger. There's many different ways that you can do a hanger. You can just do one on the back that you can't see, or you can do like a loopy one. You can do one that has beads on it or not beads on it. It doesn't really matter. But I just bought a whole tub of wooden beads, and would you believe I am looking and I do not see them. I wonder if they got left in the car. Okay, well that's okay, because I have other ones we can use. I just bought this big tub at Michael's, and I was going to show it to you so that you know what to buy, and by golly, if I don't know what I did with it. Well, that's just great, isn't it? I probably stuck it somewhere so that I would know exactly where it was so I could show it to you, and now I don't know where it is. That happens to me a lot here in the Messy Craft Corner, let me tell you. So, okay, well, I don't want to keep stammering on. We're going to use these ones. I have these big wooden beads, and they're just a slight, do you know what? I don't like these ones. These ones are too light, and so we're just going to do a different way to hang it. So let's flip this over back to our back, and let's grab our twine, and let's do this. I'm going to glue to this side, and I'm going to stick alongside of the twine that's already there so it doesn't look out of place on the back. And we're going to do our best not to stick my finger in the glue again, because that would be just downright awful. Okay. And then I'm going to do one of these shoelace bows right at the top. Right at the top. Get a nice tug. And then we're going to glue the other side down over here. There we go. Put a little more right there at the end. I don't want that to slip off when it's hanging on someone's wall. And then, just give that a minute. Let's take this sticker off. I like when a sticker comes off nice and easy. It's very satisfying, don't you think? Okay, let's see. Finished product. Here we go with our hanger up here. Look at how cool that looks. Guys, didn't it turn out super cute? Okay, let me show you the other one. This is the sample that I made, and I was using just a little bit different technique. I did the dry brushing, but I did the dry brushing in black. And then I used yellow to make the love sign. And then here you can see where I strung the beads onto the cord. So you can use, I used yellow on this one, but it's all the same. Everything was the same. I just used a different color. You guys, run out to your Dollar Tree, pick up some supplies. Maybe you already have them, and get crafting, because it is very relaxing and it's good for the soul. And you can make something lovely for your home. And you know what? This just turned out really great. I am just so happy with how this turned out, how satisfied I am. But you know what's even more satisfying? When you do something nice for someone else. And remember, here at the Messy Craft Corner, we like to do things for other people because you never really know what kind of struggle that they're going in. Thank you so much for stopping by the Messy Craft Corner. I am so glad that you came. Leave me a comment. Lots of love. Have a great day. Bye.